Hi, I'm John from Just Whisky. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And speaking of Patreons, last week someone made my day and I received my very first Patreon contributor. And I will talk more about that in the future. Um, so just stay tuned for that. All right, so today we are having a Redbreast celebration. By no means is it a Redbreast showdown, but it might end up turning out that way. Um, these four Redbreasts I have previously reviewed last March, or a year ago almost, right around, St. Patty's Day. And again, it's just me here drinking most of these. So, as with most of my open bottles, I keep them gassed, and and I still, I made some headway in each one of these, but I still have a way to go. So that's why I'm not opening a new bottle for St. Patty's month. Okay, but next year I'm going to. Next year it's going to be the Dingle or something from Middleton or Connemara, which I think I've talked about. Um, who knows? Oh yeah, Teeling. It could be Teeling next year. I have a lot of Teeling bottles. So anyway, again, this is just kind of like a celebration of the Redbreast family, and I believe I've reviewed or discussed most of these in previous reviews. So we're gonna go ding, 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 right down here, and so the first one, and these are all. I haven't written any notes for any of these. I just poured these. It's been quite a while. I have been sipping on the special release small batch C, the 14-year-old from 2019 with the beautiful red velvet. I've made quite a bit of headway on that one. But anyway, so on my right, your left, is a Redbreast 12 cask strength. It is batch B219. So this came out in 2019. It's 55.8% ABV. And then we have the Redbreast Small Batch non-age statement that came out in January of 2020. And that is 58.7% ABV. And then we have the Redbreast 21-year-old. And this bottling, I bought this in either 2020 or 2019. So it's probably a 2019 or 2018. And I bought this through the Netherlands. And you can see the Dutch writing on the back. And if you still can, that's the way to go. To buy Redbreast 21. I haven't checked in quite a while, but but just 2 to 3 years ago, I bought this for about $140. In the United States, the Redbreast 21 is like $300 now. And then this is the from 2019. This is a United States exclusive. They released, they call it batch 1, but it's batch 1 A, B, C, and D. And they only released approximately 252 bottles of each batch. What I have here is batch C. And that's from 2019. And again, 14 years old. Cask strength, 59.1% ABV. All right. So I'm just going to taste each one, and I'm just kind of going to give a generalized overview of each one of those without really getting too involved with the tasting notes. And I have a nice big glass of water to cleanse my palate in between. Okay, the Redbreast 12, cask strength. All these Redbreast are triple distilled. Most Irish whiskies are triple distilled. And all these Redbreasts, you can tell they all have that similar vanilla ex-bourbon note to them. But most of them too, you can pick up on that, a little bit of that rubbing alcohol acetone note. Okay, that's just the way it is. Wow. Fresh. I mean, that cask strength, fresh, sticky, fruity, the explosion in your mouth. Powerful, flavor packed. Good. All right, the Redbreast Small Batch. This received mixed reviews. It's an NAS. It's assumed that it's probably around 9 years old. Again, the vanilla on the nose. This one's a little more creamier and a little more subdued on the palate. Not as much as a fruit flavor explosion as the Redbreast 12. It's still a very nice dram though. Okay. All right. Now the Redbreast 21-year-old. A little vanilla. This one is more got the sharper fruits coming right off the nose. So out of the three so far, the nose on the 21 is more aromatic. It's got a sharpness to it, a brightness to it. And the 21-year-old is not a cask strength. The 21-year-old is 46% ABV. We're getting into even more subdued, light fruits. When I first opened this one a year ago, mango was very prevalent on it, and I'm not really picking up that mango. It's kind of more like blended in into a more mellow fruitiness. Very, very, very well done dram right there. I think it's just a coincidence the way I didn't put these in any particular order. I really didn't. If I did, I probably would have started off with the 21-year-old first, which maybe I should have, but okay. And now the Redbreast 14-year-old, and the age statement is imprinted on the side there. Again, from 2019, USA limited release. Vanilla on the nose. This one has, this bottle here has been open the longest. This bottle has been open for a solid 3 years. And I've gotten down to the last inch and a half of this bottle. So this bottle has had a lot of time. I remember when I first opened it, this Redbreast 14 was my favorite Redbreast, hands down. It's really calmed down the last 3 years. Even I've been gassing these, but it's really calmed down quite a bit and turned into a very delightful dram. You can pick up a little bit of the acetone note, but boy, it's really good. When you're tasting, there's there's your head and your heart and your imagination, and it's what you feel a connection with. And I went to Ireland in 2007, and I visited the Middleton distillery, and I volunteered to be a sampler at the end of the tour, which I highly recommend. It was one of the highlights of my trip. And so I have an affinity to the Middleton distillery. But because this is a United States, and not only United States, they only release these small batch cask strengths in Massachusetts and California. So I've always felt a connection with this bottle, whereas I really haven't felt an emotional connection to the rest of them. Having said that, if I really just had to pick one which is readily available, kind of, sort of, you cannot go wrong with the Redbreast 12 cask strength. From batch to batch, they vary. They do. Some are better than others, and they're getting harder and harder to find. I really enjoyed, a long time ago, I don't have an open bottle, but the Redbreast 15. If I had to pick one, it would probably be that. A year ago, and the year before that, and the year before that, when I cracked open this purple bag one, this would have been my favorite. The 21-year-old, in my opinion, is not worth $300. It's a very pretty, it's a nice dram, but it's not worth $300 in my opinion. So there you go. If anybody is interested, these things sold out, 3 years ago. If anybody's heard of Skinner Auctions, they're in Massachusetts. They are having an auction from April 11th through April 21st. And I know for a fact there's going to be one bottle of this in the auction. If anybody is interested in looking at that, and they're going to have some good Scotch offerings in there as well. So, if you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And happy St. Patty's March to everybody. And hats off to you all, and take care.